Hi, buddy. Welcome back to Ox Talks. Appreciate you tuning into the show today. As I always say, thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button for me, the like button on the videos. Please share my videos with people as far and wide as you can so we can keep getting the word out, waking folks up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, it doesn't cost you anything. I would ask that you please hit that subscribe button. So just wrapping up a 4-day trip here in Las Vegas. So I thought I would jump on before we hit the road and head back towards California and just share a couple thoughts with you. I appreciate the response to yesterday's video. And you know what I'm seeing today, I just saw a story out of Market Watch, and you guys can check it out for yourself. Basically, that says it's a commentary and says the Fed basically has signaled that it's going to be hitting the pause button this year in terms of further rate cuts, and there may only be one more rate cut in 2025. Obviously, we'll see how that plays out. But the Fed, as we know, discuss all the time on this channel, is between a rock and a hard place right now, okay? Because we know inflation is not coming down as they want it to, and as they're putting out there in the mainstream. Yet we have a weak job market. Okay, so how's the Fed going to balance this out? Time will tell. But let's see if the markets so far the markets are not reacting too negatively. And we have a Fed governor also out today making some comments about the stock market being, from all metrics, very overvalued. So I think that was out of Market Watch as well. Now, the stock market does not seem to be taking it on the chin, or does seem to be kind of absorbing it and not really having much of a pullback as of yet. But let's see how this sifts through on Monday and see how it plays out. If the sentiment changes and the investors in the stock market truly believe that the Fed is done cutting rates, you better watch out below, okay? Because we all know this thing is propped up on the expectation of more free money, right? It is a debt-based system. So let's see what happens there. My couple thoughts from Las Vegas, observations, some discussions I had with some locals here about the economy in Las Vegas. And I talk all the time on my show about how people are hurting. Well, I will tell you this. We were in restaurants over the past few days. We were walking through the casinos. We were out, at some of the shopping areas. And guys, and this was after the first of the year, and it was absolutely packed. Restaurants were full. The casinos were overflowing. For the most part. Certain times of the day were busier than others, but there are a lot of people. Now, granted, it's also convention season kicking off here. They have a couple big conventions coming into town starting today. But I was talking to an Uber driver last night that was giving us a ride back to our hotel, and he said that the local officials were planning on 400,000 people coming into town for over the New Year's holiday and New Year's Eve here, and they got 800,000 people showed up in Las Vegas proper to celebrate New Year's. And you guys can do your own homework on this. Do you know what happens to room rates, to all the other things that people spend money on when they're in this town get let's say inflated during especially New Year's and other holiday times, right? So you're paying more to be here during that time of year, and they had 800,000 people in town. So what is happening? And I'd love to hear your comments on this. I mean, are people just swiping credit cards? Are they financing, these trips and these high room rates and the costs of food? I mean, steaks now, for a steak at a steakhouse is minimum $70. And a lot of the steaks are $100 plus. Now you guys might say, well, that's insane. I'll never pay that. But I'm telling you, these restaurants were packed. So people are paying that. I'm not saying that, right, wrong, indifferent, good decision, bad decision. People can spend their money how they want to spend their money. But the question is this stuff being put on credit cards? And I don't mean credit cards where you're using it to get points and paying it off, within 30 days. I mean, how many people are swiping these credit cards and accumulating debt, to finance these trips? It's not just to Las Vegas, but, wherever it might be. So is it that, or maybe the alternative rationale for some of this is the wealth effect that's been created, as of, let's say, not just late, but let's say over the past year or so, in the stock market. We know the stock market is, basically at all-time highs, and now you have a recent run-up again after a consolidation period in this cryptocurrencies, right? And so you have a lot of, people sitting on Bitcoin, at, $40,000, $50,000. Bitcoin now is over $100,000 again today. You had the run-up in XRP recently. And so, maybe you have some of this crypto wealth being created as well that's being used, here, let's say, for example, in this local economy in Las Vegas. So maybe some of this is the wealth effect. We also know that, the value of homes in this country is unattainable for many. But what that means for a lot of homeowners is the equity in their properties has skyrocketed, over the past few years, right? In some areas, 100% or more. And so maybe, again, that's a part of this wealth effect as well. Now we're seeing this all sort of turn over, right? And you're going to see equity in properties evaporate, I believe, in the coming year and beyond. You're going to see, I'm not an expert, not financial advice, not trading advice, but you're going to also see, I think, a big pullback. And a lot of the, economists are forecasting pullback in the stock market, a real correction. What are you going to see in cryptos? It's anybody's game. We know the new administration coming in purports to be a pro-crypto administration, as well as a new SEC chair. So let's see how that plays out after the inauguration on January 20th. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just seeing this, observing it from a place outside of my hometown in an area, Las Vegas. You can see behind me that, in a town that is very, very, very pricey, to basically do anything here, right? So that is what I'm seeing. We had a little bit of a hiccup with our vehicle. Unfortunately, this is another example of unforeseen issues popping up. The hatchback in our SUV, the latch broke as we pulled into a valet and check into the room on Thursday night. The latch in the hatchback broke. I don't know what happened. Something came dislodged and the back would not close. So I had to find the local dealership here for our make of SUV. I had to drop it down there Saturday morning. Thank goodness they were open half day. Long story short, the latch had to be replaced, and it was a $1,500 repair bill, an expense that I wasn't planning on incurring. Obviously, it added to the cost of the trip. It was more of just an inconvenience having to deal with it. Yes, it was an annoyance because it was an expense that I wasn't planning on having to incur, as part and parcel of all the other expenses going out that we talk about all the time on the show. And so look, it was an annoyance, a little bit of frustrating. That's the joys of car ownership, right? But for those that don't have the wherewithal, for those that are straddled, in debt, those that have maxed out their credit cards, something like that can be a massive event. Okay, we talk about that all the time on the channel. You got to have some dry powder for unforeseen things. Most folks not having $400 saved up in this country. You have an expense like this, $1,500 for something that obviously seemed small, but it wasn't that small. And so we had to take care. We had no choice, because if we didn't get that thing fixed, we literally could not have made the way back to California, because we couldn't have kept we had no way to close the back of the vehicle. So anyway, turned out fine, a little bit extra stress, a little bit extra money. So again, we have to be ready for anything to happen, whatever it might be. That's minimal in the grand scheme of stuff, but give that some thought, okay? Because we never know what is going to pop up. I don't want to go too long today. I did work out. Basically, I took one day off, but I worked out 3 of the 4 days, hit the gym here, got my cardio in, did my weight training, kept the water going. So, we ate, but I tried to, moderate as much as I could. And I hope that all of you will take that to heart and watch that physical fitness routine and the calorie intake, things of that nature. I'll be hitting the road here pretty quick, so be back in the office tomorrow back to regular routine in the office, and I'll be getting a video up tomorrow. Again, thank you all for watching, supporting the channel, and have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye.